Welcome to the 31st Annual Governor's Arts Awards. This event is honoring our 2012 Governor's Arts Award recipients, and I want to thank all of you for being here this evening with us to celebrate the arts in Wyoming. It is my pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for this evening, Mr. Millward Simpson, the Director of State Parks and Cultural Resources. Millward?
Welcome, everyone, to the 31st Annual Governor's Arts Awards. It's such an honor and privilege to participate in this event every year that brings us all together to celebrate the talent and creativity of our citizens. And what these recipients tonight have in common is an uncommon devotion to the power of artistic expression, to helping others achieve that power through education, and to bringing the power of expression that the arts inspire to our citizens and our communities. And so we're in for a real treat this evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're truly fortunate in Wyoming to have a governor and first lady who support the arts and support the creativity expressed by our citizens throughout the state. And at this time, it's my great honor and privilege to introduce to you our great governor of the great state of Wyoming, the Honorable Matt Mead.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. Well, I want to first thank each and every one of you for being here, for making this such a special evening for the award recipients, and certainly a special evening for Carol and I. We look forward to this event every year. And as you may understand, Carol and I go to a few events these days, and most of them we arrive at the door, and most of them we're let in. Not all. Some were turned away, but it is great evening. And I would like to start on recognizing Millward Simpson and his staff. It's always such an elegant occasion. So let's give Millward and his staff a great hand. Millward, it really is, it's remarkable walking in here. It's always, I look forward to the current theme, and it looks beautiful again tonight. So thank you very much. I also want to thank the Arts Council Board for their work, and Rita. And I want to thank the Cultural Trust Fund Board for their work. The sponsors. This doesn't happen without some extraordinary sponsors who are here with us tonight and have been recognized. And what a joy for me to be able to pick Wyoming's Poet Laureate. And Pat, as you were reading some of your poetry tonight, it reaffirmed that I think I've made a wonderful choice. So Pat, let's give you a great hand. Her reading and her work, I think, points to what we celebrate tonight. We have a wonderful, wonderful talent in Wyoming. We have wonderful people who recognize the talent we have, and in their communities in many different ways, step up to support the arts. And we earlier this evening had a gathering, and I got to meet all of the award recipients. And one of the things I talked about is that I view this occasion every year as another opportunity for me to confess. I have no artistic bone in my body, and so I've done that my duty this year again. But I have a great appreciation for art, partly because I can't do, I don't have an artistic bone in my body. But the occasion and the privilege of being able to be governor and to travel around the state, I have gained a greater appreciation for the artists that we have in Wyoming. Whether it is music, whether it is poetry, whether it's ceramics, whether it is those who support art. We are a strong, strong state. And I guess it should be no surprise to us that we are strong in terms of the art that we have and the artists that we have and the support for artists in Wyoming. Because if inspiration is what is in part leads to the talent that is revealed in their paintings or in their music, certainly there couldn't be a better inspiration than the state of Wyoming. the beauty that we have here, our plains, our valleys, our mountains, our wildlife. What better place to be inspired? But beyond that, we have Wyoming people, the grit that they show, the determination they show, the ability to meet those wonderful individuals, whether from ag, whether they're teachers, whether there are some of our scientists who stand up and every day they go to work and they do the right thing. They do the right thing for their family and they do the right thing for their state and their country. So we celebrate our natural beauty, our natural wildlife, but we also celebrate through the art the wonderful people that we have in Wyoming. And so as we talk about Wyoming, and all of you can express your love of our state in different ways, we know that it all comes together, and artists that we have here in Wyoming are able to capture it in different ways and able to produce it. And when we see their work, we hear their music, we listen to their poetry, it brings back to our own hearts and our own feelings. We are blessed with our talent, and we are blessed to live in this wonderful state. So last year, this is my third year to be able to host this event. My first year, I learned a little bit about hosting this event. We have these beautiful proclamations, and Millward said, you know, in the past, the governor reads those proclamations. There's something about reading in front of a crowd, and then there's something really about reading proclamations. And by like the third word in each one, my tongue was so twisted, and they are so long. And that poor crowd, any of you that came back from the first year, thank you, because I made you miserable. But please know, as miserable as you were, my wife was suffering much more. But in the end, when I got home, I suffered the most. So I no longer read proclamations, but we want you to know that they are here and they're important, but I am using whatever talent I have to make a good decision not to read proclamations. So that was the first year. Then the second year was interesting as well, because on the second year, I thought I had to be in Washington, D.C. for a meeting they said I could not miss. And so Millward and his team said, well, let's have you do a video. You can sit down in front of a camera beforehand, you do a video, and you can talk about the award winners. And I said, that would be great. And so we did that, and then I said, but I want somebody to substitute for me. And I thought, who would be really, really great? And the man I thought of was Pete Simpson. He is a wonderful speaker, a wonderful man, and does a wonderful job. So year one, I made the mistakes to read the proclamations. Year two, I made the mistake of having somebody that set the bar so high that now people are like, hey, the first year you screwed up with the proclamation, and where's Simpson this year? Get him out here. So the other problem on inviting Pete Simpson is, you know, you can't, and as it turned out, I could make it. So I actually did show up, and then I was sitting in front here as Pete Simpson got to talk. And Pete Simpson doesn't say, you don't get to tell Pete Simpson, here's what I'd like you to talk about, and here's the parameters, and here's how I'd like you to say it. No, you just say, hey, it's open. So he felt really free to make fun of the legislature. And I was really good with that. But when he started bleeding over and talking about the governor, I couldn't wait to get the mic in my hand. But he did a wonderful job gently poking fun of us and talking last year about our budget and the potential aircraft carrier that we may have and where that may go. And so I wanted him to come this year because I said, I know I'm not going to make it this year, but you've set the bar so high, could you come back this year? And he said, I would love to do that, Governor, but the fact is you have given me so much comedic material that I wouldn't know where to start. So, so that's where we are. I want to mention my wife, Carol, because on this journey that we've had together in serving the state, she has really been fortunate to get around the state and see some of the wonderful art that we have. And she's been particularly focused on some of the young talent that we have. And she she has traveled every year now to Casper for the high school art symposium. And the first year that she was there, she was just stunned. She came back and she was just gushing about this young talent and how wonderful it is. And she decided to bring a piece of artwork back and on loan to display in the governor's mansion for a year that a high school student had produced. And then she built on that. And now we have a number of pieces in the governor's residence that are displayed that are high school artists. And they are tremendous works of art. She's also, this past year, had art students at the high school level provide Christmas decorations for the governor's residence. And the reason I bring this up is she's excited about promoting that young talent. And collectively, we're excited because in Wyoming, we have great talent that is going to be represented here tonight and has been represented in previous dinners. But we've got a deep bench. I believe, as great as the state of art is in Wyoming now, that we're on the cusp, that we've got generations coming up that are going to expand it to great, great horizons. And that's exciting. As we look at past award winners, the caliber of the 2012 nominees, the 2012 award recipients, and the work of the state and the local art groups, I can say with confidence, with great confidence, the state of arts in Wyoming, like our state itself, is strong. It's very strong. Since 1967, when Governor Stan and First Lady Bobby Hathaway led the effort for public funding of the arts, the Wyoming Arts Council has been an advocate for arts, artists, and art education in our state. 2013 is the Art Council's 46th anniversary, and this is the 31st annual celebration of the Governor Arts Award. Including tonight's recipients, 120 awards have been given to Wyoming individuals, organizations, and businesses since 1982. There's continued good work. The Arts Council also supports the arts in Wyoming through its grants program. In fiscal year 2012, the Arts Council granted 362 art grants to nonprofit organizations, schools, colleges, local governments, and artists in Wyoming. Already in fiscal year 13, 285 grant awards have been given. During fiscal year 2012, the Arts Council invested in art projects through nonprofits and schools in every one of our counties, in all 23 counties. The Arts Council makes the most of its grant dollars by matching them with private funds and in-kind donations. The fact is, art provides good life, and in fact, it provides good business. The return on the investment that we make, we get about $7 for every dollar that we put in. That is a great return. And I remember my first year in office at this dinner, well, I remember two things, reading those proclamations, and I also remember this. I had occasion to speak about a study that was done in 2010 about Wyoming's creative economy, and here's some of the numbers. The study showed over 7,500 jobs, not including state and local government and art teachers, attributed to the arts, and nearly $200 million of taxable revenue generated through arts-related sales and events. It is good business, it is good life to support the arts. I also want to mention the Arts Council has a hand in the annual Capitol Art Exhibition in building a state collection by works of Wyoming artists. And finally, the Art Council's Art in Public Buildings projects are either completed or in progress at several facilities in several locations. At Game and Fish Headquarters, the Southeast Wyoming Welcome Center, and the Joint Military Readiness Center in Cheyenne, at the Health and Science Building of Central Wyoming College in Riverton, at the new entry building to Sheridan College, and at the Kurt Gowdy State Welcome Park in Laramie County. Now we also have, and I hope you get a chance to see this, there's some incredible work that is done as part of wing in the state capitol, which is called the Governor's Portrait Gallery. And we had these wonderful collection from past Wyoming governors that were sort of sitting in storage. And they have, Sarah Needles and others have displayed those pictures now. And they are wonderful. And we have every former governor's picture in that gallery or in my office, and you should come see them. But I need your help, and I will conclude tonight with asking for your help. We have one governor, that does not have his painting up, one former governor, and that is Governor Dave. And I called Judge Friedenthal today and said, "What up, Judge?" She said, "Who is this? I'm sending the marshal." No. I told her we need to get Governor Dave's picture so that the collection could be complete. Because as you see the pictures, they also have the wonderful displays in terms of where the governor was, the time period, where they came from. And so I asked for your help in getting Governor Dave to sit down, and I've told him, "You're not getting any better looking. Now, this is the time to do it." We appreciate so much the members of the legislature that are here, the members of the public from all corners of the state. And as we look at art in Wyoming, whether you're a rancher, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a nurse, whatever it may be, everyone has an interest in the arts. And you all here tonight help promote that, making our lives richer in Wyoming. So thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you for the support. I am eager for stage 2, where we can talk about the award recipients. Millward, I turn the mic over to you. Thank you.